Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That Checks Out with Damon, Ted, and producer Brian. Damon, what do you got for us today?
Did your feet come off the floor when you said that?
I lifted right up.
Your chair's still up high.
I know. I decided I'm going to roll with it for once. See what happens.
You're way bigger than me.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I look up to you, Ted. Just literally today. Not
I don't
ever.
know what you're doing down there.
Yeah. Hey, so
But
this week
you did check out that I'm way bigger than you while you're down there. So.
Wow. The more I talk about it. Okay, never mind. So anyway, I traveled this week.
You did?
I actually did some stuff. I did a thing on a thing. Had a buddy of mine. He's got a cabin.
Wait, I'm already skeptical.
Right. Yeah.
You have a buddy?
I got a friend who collects my mom's checks, and when they clear, we hang out. And so anyway, we took a ride down to Tennessee. He's I don't remember the name of the town he's in, but he's right outside. It's like 15 minutes away from Pigeon Forge and about 18, 20 minutes away from Gatlinburg. And so we're up in the mountains.
You
there.
went to Dollywood.
It was right around there. Yeah. It was right around there.
Formerly known as Silver Dollar City East.
They also have a Titanic museum, which we drove past.
They also have one of those in Branson.
Really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, Branson is just Pigeon Forge West.
Is it really?
Yeah. Dollywood used to be Silver Dollar City, also found in Branson. They have the Titanic Museum. They have Wonderworks. Everything.
Wonderworks look pretty cool. It's like a house upside down.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yep.
So he told me, he said, if you come back and bring the kids, you got to go here. He said the kids will really enjoy it. So, but no, we were kind of not rehabbing. He had a beautiful cabin. We did some upgrades and change out some things and different stuff because he took possession of it about a year ago, and he bought it off a lady who was that was her primary residence. So we changed out some things to make it more VRBO friendly. You know what I mean? Instead of like, you don't really need a medicine cabinet because whenever I go stay somewhere, I don't open the medicine cabinet and go, I'm going to put my toothpaste in here. I don't want to put my medicine in. You know what I mean? You just don't do that.
But wouldn't it just be fun to have it like so you could go there and look into someone's medicine cabinet without feeling guilty about it?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I wonder what they keep in this medicine cabinet.
The 100% thing that's going to get left behind.
You're like, as you're creaking open the door. I don't know if he's taking a dump or he's opening the medicine cabinet.
Why does he keep turning the fan off and on? And then, and then you turn the fan off. But no, that'd be to me, aside from the obvious, which right now is phone chargers. There's a collection of phone chargers there that's amazing. That's the number one thing left behind is stuff.
Some of those like 14-pin ones. Like, wow, we used to charge our phones with these. I forgot about that. This one has a crank on it.
Analog dial-up. Why was this here? But no, it's if I put stuff in cabinets like that, that's why even when I go, right. Yeah. Right. And we were only there, we went down Tuesday and, got there, we left Tuesday night, right? Yeah. Tuesday night, like 2 in the morning, basically it would be Wednesday morning, got there Wednesday, had a day, did our stuff, we're there Thursday and then, kind of packed up on, Friday, the same thing. We left about 2:00. So it was working the whole time, and we realized that the Home Depot is about 35 minutes away. But
the not some store,
right? There was one of those closer. Excuse me. There was one of those way closer, and he knows I will not go there. So if you need your assistant to go in the hardware store with you, we need to go to a hardware store where the assistant will actually go inside.
Yeah. You're not worried about saving big money.
No, I was not. I was not at all. But it was funny because we said, okay, we got to get everything we need. And you know how that goes. So we're like I'm literally like texting a list.
You're literally out of the parking lot like, damn.
I'm texting a list to him. And so we both have it on our phones. So like even if we separate in the store, divide and conquer and we come back, we meet here, boom, we're ready to cash out.
And you come back together at the conduit. And you're like, it was meant to be.
Yeah. Oh my God, you like lighting? So do I. This is crazy,
Oh, you need these quick fittings? Me too.
So I said, quick release. But anyway, I did tell him.
That checks out.
I said, the second time we went to Home Depot, right?
We got everything?
Yeah. Right. So,
and we're back.
So the second time we went to Home Depot, it was like 6:00 at night. And I told the lady, I said, what time are you open till? She goes 9. I said, okay, we can only see you like 2 more times then. You know what I mean? Because by the time we drive home and drive back, we can only see you like 2 more times.
And the thing is, people listening to the story, this is probably true. Like these are conversations Damon actually has in public with humans.
Yeah. So what's legit is we realistically get then everything we need for a second trip, right? We're good. Because once you do the first trip, you go, oh, you know what? We should change this and we should change that. We should do this. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. We'll make another run in. We'll do this. It is what it is.
But after the second trip, you're like, remember when we were Home Depot? I wish we could go back to that. Let's go again. So your third trip, what'd you do?
So the third trip in, we walk in, and the girl that had to give him a mask the first time he came in, because he goes, I don't know where my mask is. Well, it's back at the cabin on the table from when you walked in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're not driving 35
Is he
minutes
wearing
back.
women's clothes? Because they notoriously don't have pockets.
Right. Just his suit, but it buttoned different. He should have known. Whenever we work on a cabin, we like to dress up.
I usually button with his other hand. I can't figure out why this isn't
This
right.
is so weird, but it's so much more comfortable.
It's so slimming.
Yeah.
And these shoulder pads, amazing.
And it shows off so much down here. If you look, it's cut just right. So anyway, did you almost lose your coffee?
Yeah.
I was hoping.
Out of respect for Brian, I burned my throat.
If you had a nickel for every time you said that out loud, Brian. So anyway, we go in the third time, and like now we're recognized. I'm
Yeah.
like, we live
Now they think they're casing the joint.
right.
They're
We
back.
live so far away, it's not even funny. But so we get everything that we need, and that was actually our last trip, so it was good. But no, it was to go 3 times, and even the last time we went twice in the same day because I told him. I said, he goes, well, we'll just go in the morning. I go, listen, we're tired, right? Yeah. Let's just go do it now.
Yeah.
So we're
Besides,
done.
the people that recognize us are there. Maybe we'll get a discount.
Right. So it was just kind of funny, but I said, let's do it now and bring it back. So we bring the stuff back, and we actually have to like woodwork. So this was neat. We're out in a cabin, and we're very primitively making a plaque, if you will, that will hold a light sconce that will cover a hole in the wall where the vanity used to be, the vanity cabinet that we no longer wanted. We put a flat mirror, and then there's this huge hole where the power was for the light. Well, it's not covered by the light bar or by the mirror anymore, and it's off center. So I'm like, oh, awesome. And it won't be hidden. So that's when we figured that out. We had to go back. You know, that was our other trip. And I said, let's just go tonight and get this stuff so we can work on it. We get it, we bring it back, and very primitively, you'd be very proud of me. It's like working with like caveman tools. So all we had was a belt sander and a saw. Well, we had 4 or 5 saws, and then marker, and we traced out a can, and we made this all. It was very
super
cool.
caveman.
It was very primitive.
Yeah.
I didn't have like a scroll saw. You know what I mean? I didn't have anything that would cut corners or cut like rounded edges.
You didn't break into middle school shop and get a coping saw?
Right. We didn't know. We have zero coping skills, as you can hear already, since we went to Home Depot 3 times. But so we're doing all this at like 10 o'clock at night out on the top, on the upper deck, which is also a fun term to use. But so we upper deck that place. But we went out on the upper deck, and we're on the patio table. It's 51 degrees outside at night. It was beautiful.
That's 50 degrees warmer than it is right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said, but you come back here, and it's funny. I said, it's so cold here. It's just because I was in like a t-shirt or a long sleeve shirt, you know, nothing, no coats, no nothing. But we get this all made. We spray it like we need to, you know, get it coated so that it's dried for the morning so we could then work on it. And it was a much better plan than going the next day. But it was so weird. That's the night I asked, because it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm like, how long are you guys open till? You know, I'm like, because we're not coming here tomorrow. Yeah. All right. So,
can you make sure you turn off your open sign? Because we have a history of.
Yes.
Says you're open. Click.
Yeah. The truck just drives itself
Foiled.
there. I thought we were going to breakfast. You know, why are we at Home Depot?
Speaking of which, I did drive down there. I mean, to Knoxville, which is, you know what?
Right. Not far.
Not far.
Yeah.
For breakfast. That wasn't the original plan, but that's what it turned out. I drove down, spent the night, had breakfast, drove home.
Yeah. And when you do that tired, you don't like.
Oh, yeah. And it was, I think, did I tell that story where I was driving down there and it was raining and I couldn't see the road and I was following someone on the mountain because I couldn't see the road. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow this guy. He seems to know where he's going. We're great. I can't see anything. Here's his taillights. Here's his taillights. Here's his, like, oh no, he's exiting. And suddenly everyone behind me, I was like, good luck, everybody. We're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because I was in a rental car as well. So I was like, we're going to, and yeah.
Total disregard for the rest.
Yeah. And then on the drive back the next morning, which was, I didn't realize I was going to be seeing it that soon.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was dangerously close to going off this mountain.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one thing. There's no guardrails.
No.
People don't realize when you're up there, like we're not on the beaten path. We're up, like when you're driving down and you go, wow, that's pretty. I wonder who lives up there. Jeremy's cabin.
Well, that's the thing is like, here in Illinois on the flat roads, you see those jag-offs go off into the shoulder because they're texting or they're not paying attention.
Right.
You do that in Tennessee, it's woo!
Yeah.
And you're gone. You're out.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised there's not more deaths down there.
if they have some kind of thing, I forget what it's called, the Parkway or something, where it's only a couple years old, and it gives you these awesome views of the valley. It's just scenery.
We did that when we went to Cooters. Remember there was a Skyway.
Similar, Skyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the Parkway, and Jeremy's like, you got to see this. So the last day, we're coming back from we went to get something to eat, and we're coming back, and he goes, I'm going to take you there. Cool. Well, it's an overcast day, and you're already at an elevation that's crazy.
You're basically in the clouds.
So as we get even higher, like your ears are popping twice. That's how much higher we're going, And you look over, and all you see, you're in the clouds. So you can't see anything. And he goes, oh, man, that's a bummer. You can't see nothing right now. He goes, but you can imagine it. And I said, no, not at all. I've never seen it once.
Right.
I cannot imagine it.
Feels like we're driving through the credits of Back to the Future 2.
Yeah. It doesn't.
This is great.
Yeah, it does not. And then I asked him, I go, are there guardrails up here? If not, just turn around,
If I suddenly see a flying DeLorean, I think we've gone too high.
Right. So we almost met Jesus because we were right at his door. You know what I mean? It's like,
knock, knocking on heaven's door.
A little farther up this hill, a guy named Jesus. He lives right there. And beautiful landscaping, just great spread. Got a waterfall. Yeah. It's all lighted. It's all lighted, But no, it's hysterical because I just told him, I said, I can't imagine it. And I never did get to, I'm sure it's awesome,
Yeah.
But some of the views I saw from some of those cabins were just crazy. Because the thing is, and then I'll get off this. We'll go into the week. But when he goes down there, he owns a cabin there, and he's had it for a year, a little more. But like his cousin has 2 that he owns outright, or 2 that he owns himself, and then 3 he's partners with. And he's got another buddy. So there's 10 that he actually has access to, which is crazy. So we're going in and checking.
Wait, this is a compound now we're talking about?
No. They're all over the place. Yeah.
Wait, this story got weird.
I don't know. Then he made me Kool-Aid, and we got bunk beds.
Well, back to your parkways. Like you see pictures online where people go traveling and they're like expectations, and it's Mount Fuji or it's like the coast of Ireland, and the day they're there, it's like all fog and overcast.
Yeah.
So at least you only went like 9 hours away. You didn't go across the globe and they're like, cool.
Right. It's like when you go see
the mountains in that mountain.
like what's the one thing I'd like to see someday before I die? The Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Okay. That'd be like I get there that day and it's like, it's really overcast.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah, they went south for the winter, buddy.
Ooh,
you went the wrong way.
Yeah. You know what? There's only 1 week where this doesn't happen. How long are you here? 6 more days. Yeah. Well, about that. That would be my luck.
You'd go. No, my luck. I would tell someone I would leave this place. Like let's say I retire, go to some other state. On my deathbed, be like, I want to see the Aurora Borealis, and then I wake up after the flight, and I'm in Aurora, Illinois.
Yeah,
I think there was
with a guy named Boris.
Yeah,
they read it way wrong.
I think there was a miscommunication.
Who's this Russian guy?
While we're here,
that's Boris.
Can we go see if I left my phone charger at my house?
Yeah,
it's been 40 years, but it's just down the road.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
It's right there. The gas station knows.
Yeah. I'll put my zip code in. You'll know. It's right here.
That was a callback for the.
But no, so it was kind of neat to go to, there was 3 or 4 of these that were open because we're there during the week. So a lot of them like to fill up on Thursday or Friday. So when we had, he said, hey, come on, we'll go check this out. We went and fixed a couple fireplaces and stuff at other ones. But it was so weird. You're walking in here and it's like, they're beautiful. And some of those, I kind of know the sites he's talking about because some of those were like at the highest points in that area.
Yeah.
And you look down and you're like, this is amazing. You can see for miles and miles and miles. It's amazing. My pants.
Am I changing my Ghostbusters
you, Brian.
Shirt? Yeah.
Don't worry, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, Brian's wife made him a lunch today in his lunch bag, which is Velcro, and he wants his juice box.
I thought he was changing his shoes.
Oh, yeah. He got his finger stuck again. I always had to put my finger right here, and then somebody else looped it and swooped it, and now my finger's stuck in my Velcro. Yeah.
Looped it and swooped it.
Yeah. So weird. Yeah. I'm not a looper or swooper. I need a second person for that. I'm the finger guy. I just put it right here. That's all I do.
Hold this tight. Okay.
Don't you move. Okay. Wow. Thanks, Brian. That was, but I covered up perfectly. Oh, my pants.
Yeah, no one
so
noticed.
Perfect.
No one noticed.
No one back on there today.
Yeah. I am like the camouflage expert. It's probably because of my rugged manliness from just building. Could you imagine doing that with only all your power tools, belt sander, stuff like that, and
not having power?
No, we have power.
No, I'm just saying, like you said, could you imagine? I said, can you imagine being back to the cavemen, they had their power sander, but they didn't have anywhere to plug it in.
Right, yeah. They're like, whoa. This is this set up for European? This plug looks totally different, We keep tripping the GFI, Ma.
The thing that would have messed you up back in the day is that they didn't have popcorn.
Right.
You guys smell popcorn? I don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
I smell something gross, but is that what popcorn is?
Do you guys smell Tyrannosaurus Rex butthole? No? No? How would I know what that smells like? I don't know. But something smells horrendous. And it's not me.
I don't smell it either.
I'm like the worst.
I don't even know why I brought it up.
I'm like the worst prankster ever. My buddies are sneaking up on a pterodactyl and I'm throwing rocks at it like, hey, watch this. This will be hysterical.
Hey, can you build a door right here and not notice this bucket of pee I have?
Yeah.
Just build a door, right? Leave it ajar.
What's a door? Oh, you're going to find this hysterical. Yeah. So anyway, I traveled. So that being said, since I was only home a couple days, my Treadflix findings very
limited.
Very limited this week. But I will tell you, this is what I learned. I watched stuff about like dreams and stuff like that, and how you interpret what they mean. Have no idea if there's any validity to it whatsoever.
Well, that's the thing about people that interpret dreams. I really feel like this is a field you could literally just fall right into and be like, hey, this is what it is.
So I'm thinking about that because I could listen. There's so many things that I specialize in. You know that,
yes.
right?
Yeah, okay. Of course.
So I've told you all of them.
Yeah.
I'll list them now if you have time.
I don't. No one has that much time.
Okay. So anyway, this I feel I could really master this. Okay. But here's the findings. Men primarily dream about three things: falling, checks out; running, I don't know, that checks out. Right.
That's never on your mind.
And having sex, that checks out. Okay, so that's 100% legit. So I actually, after I watched this, and this is why
you had a dream about running to a plane to parachute while having sex.
No, but I did have a dream where I was running and having sex, and then I fell. And again, if I was running and having sex, I can barely walk and chew gum. Yeah. So running and having sex,
you fell into a coffin, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Have you ever landed? I've landed in a dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. So that bogus part, like, you can't land in a dream. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
And I'm in the dream. I was like, this wasn't supposed to happen. I hope I'm not dead.
Yeah. It's like a bad episode of Bill and Ted's when they get thrown in the desert. Yeah. I got you. You're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Eerily familiar.
I recall I was supposed to shock awake right now.
Yeah. No. So coming back, we're tired. He says, why don't you go ahead and grab a nap? Lay the seat back and grab a nap. And I'm like, man, I said, I feel bad doing that.
I've never heard of you not driving.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So he's your Bo Duke?
No.
I heard him.
No.
Brian.
Hey, we're coin advance when we go.
Oh,
you and me are both Luke.
Yeah,
I know.
That's gross.
I know. It's I downgrade myself.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I downgrade myself.
I'll back off then if you're gonna put yourself in that bucket.
So anyway, we're driving back, and he goes, "No, seriously," because I had a headache, and I was like, "Man, I'm really exhausted." He goes, "Just lay the seat back." So I lay the seat back, and I had the dream because every time the truck you turn, you're driving through the freaking mountains,
right?
You turn, and your head moves. You feel like you're falling. So I woke up to that falling thing like 3 times. I'm like, no, fool me once. No, fool me 3 times. I'm a moron. I'm going to set the seat back up,
Cut to, he actually drove off the mountain and you're like, oh, all right, got me this time.
No, cut to our gas stop. And he goes, you mind driving for a little bit while I rest? I said, no, I don't mind, And he goes, you want to watch for this exit? Because we came back 65. I'm not familiar with 65. Right. So he says, you want to watch for this exit, and we're going to turn off, go left, go down past the second Casey's. He says, pull in that Casey's. He goes, I'll get a donut, I'll get up, and I'll take over and drive. It's an hour from now. I go, okay.
Wait, are you is this 65 you're getting off?
On 24 somewhere off 65.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you didn't make it up to the nudist colony.
Right. So
that's 3 exits further north.
I didn't know there was an option.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
So anyway, plus it's cold outside, so I'd fit right in and be like, hey, look we're all like this.
Ponderosa Sun Club.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How do you know this?
On my birthday when I was I drove 65 back.
I wanted to wear my suit, and I thought, hey, man.
And I knew it from before, but my GPS, that's where it took me, and I was like, I recognize this road. And I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, nudist colony.
That's awesome. No, we're driving, and all of a sudden he lays back, and he reaches in the back, and he pulls up a red sleeping bag, and he rolls it up nice.
Wait, he didn't offer that to you while you were sleeping?
I look at him, I go, oh, maybe if I'd have known there was this awesome freaking sleeping bag in the back. He goes, bro, it's red. It's been on the back seat for the whole trip. He goes, in case you want to sleep in the truck. And I go, and he's got his head all propped up. He puts his sunglasses on. He puts some earplugs in, and he's out cold.
He's hooking a hammock up.
Yeah, and
He hooks it up to the rearview mirror and then to the back. Like, I don't think that's going to hold.
I told him straight away. I said, "Listen, I can tell you right now. You told me there's a lot of bears up here. There's a lot of bears here, and if I brake check 100 times, it's only to save your life." I said, "You may want to move that seatbelt off your throat." You know what I mean? And he's like, "You wouldn't do that." I'm like, "Really? How long you known me?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that's right." You would
Suddenly he like rolls the chair back up, gets out of the sleeping bag. All right, I guess I'm not sleeping.
Yeah. And by the way, this is in your truck. This is all happening, so you're welcome. But no, yeah. So that was the comeback. That was what got me when it's like I fall out. I'm having this dream, and I even tell him like, "Dude, I'm so tired, but I keep having the same dream. I'm falling." I'm like, I'm not doing that again, right?
Right.
And he doesn't go, "Hey, why don't you grab the sleeping bag back there and enjoy yourself a nap?" No, instead we talk for the next 2 hours. And he's like, "You mind driving?" Sure.
The first time I drove to my sister's place in Virginia, which is where she lives now, but there was between then and now, there's a lot of other places she just is back there.
Yeah.
It was with Duffy. We were like, we're all excited about it. We're going to get up early and go. He's a guy that he can literally be like, "So Ted, I would just like just out." Like, I've never seen a human sleep like that.
I hate doing that to people. I feel bad. So I don't want to do that.
So we're up and talking, and like all of a sudden he's lost sleep. I'm like, "Well, you're taking first run, so I can get some sleep in the car."
Yeah.
We're driving in his vernacular. We're clicking right along. We get past Indianapolis. He pulls off. He's like, "Okay, I got to stop. We got to switch." I'm like, "Okay." I couldn't sleep the whole time because he's talking to me. So now I got to drive. I'm like, "All right, you got to keep me awake." So we go from the gas station to the interstate. He's out. So now I haven't slept all night. Yeah. I haven't slept in the car in the morning. Now I'm into Kentucky now. Just like, oh God. Yeah. Oh, we're going to die. We're going to die. And he wakes up. He's like, "We're not as far as I thought we'd be." Like, yeah, I was going 8 miles an hour because I thought we were going to die.
Yeah. Had my hand out touching the road for Braille so I could feel the lines. Yeah,
I mean,
I know. Yeah. That's amazing though. And again, he was right out too, real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me, man. You know? So, but never an offer of the said sleeping bag that was in the bag. For me, you know. And then I thought maybe it's time for karaoke with Damon then, but he put his freaking earplugs in. Guy's smarter than hell.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, "Okay, first off, this idiot's going to want to talk," you know. So hopefully he hits enough bumps.
That was probably on the second or third trip to Home Depot is when he was like,
Yeah, right.
"Hey, can we split up real quick?"
Why do you have your earplugs in? You're driving.
Where's your hearing protection? Yeah. I mean, like solid. I don't want to hear the tools.
Right. Yeah.
The tools.
The primitive tools. Remember, they were primitive.
Well, I talk about you. You didn't want to hear you.
Yeah. I
didn't want to hear the tool.
I didn't want to hear the 300-pound tool. What are you referring to?
Oh, wait, hold on. We're meeting here in 5, 4, and you come around the corner. There it is.
You look so well rested. When did you get the sleeping bag? They sell those in Home Depot.
Hey, can we stop off at Dick's as well?
Yeah. So, hey, how about some strange stories then? I don't have any from the road.
Strange stories.
I don't have any from the road, but I have a couple that might play in. So what do you think? You up for it?
Let's check.
Ma, there's no more deviled eggs on the roof.
We really need to get people to send us in stuff so we can have an actual strange stories.
Yeah,
with Damon.
Yeah, we do. We really do. Hey, okay, so this one, we're putting it in till we touch your brain.
Sorry, I like that one.
Stop reading the board. He's got coffee again this morning, so he's a little
Which is
randy.
good because I was near comatose when I got here.
Thanks. That was after a drive-in with me. It was very stimulating.
Hey, I've learned from Jeremy that when you're driving, it's sleep time.
Yeah. Where did Ted get a sleeping bag? This is my car. Does everybody have sleeping bags?
I carry an emergency one.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
Hey, Damon, awesome. Damon, pull my finger.
Yeah. Like the inflatable. Yeah. Are we gonna drown? Hey, that was one of the things. It was awesome. We're going down. So there's, and then I'll go to strange stories, but we're driving this winding road and it says, he goes, do you get motion sickness? And I go, no, why? He goes, this road is intense. And Jeremy drives like he stole his truck and not like he bought it and really enjoys it. So we're flying around and and it's almost like a roller coaster and I hate those, but I was fine. So I was in a truck and I'm fine. You know, we go and it says caution, road may hold water. Oh, or may flood. It says road may flood and holds water. That's what it says. And I'm like, well, if it floods, it holds water. You really don't need to put that on the same sign, but that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
So we get around the next curve and a guy's got a boat off a trailer. Because it looks like hoarders, like nobody should live there. He's got a boat off a trailer laying in front here. And Jeremy's like, you don't have that on a trailer. I go, Jeremy, didn't you read the sign up there? He's the only one ready, bro. Yeah. He's the only one. You know?
And you're like, hey, how's it going, Noah? As you're like,
yeah. Meanwhile, Johnny's like, hey, remember that sign at the top of our road? Yeah, who's stupid now? Who needs to pick up his yard now? Yeah, come on, man. Your leaves are floating, Bill. You know what I mean?
I would say I respect that because when I go to Iowa, as soon as I get past DeKalb, but 88 is literally a ghost town.
Yeah.
Oh, I drive the rental car like I stole it.
Yeah. There's some,
to see if these bastards can do 190.
That speed limit sign seems to be a suggestion.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But so back to the story. But it caught me. So women were fined for driving 5 miles for a walk. Now this headline threw me because
I don't understand. I get every one of those words.
Correct.
I don't understand what they're trying to tell me.
So that's what the headline's what threw me. So I'm like, I'm intrigued. So I go in. So both Jessica Allen and Eliza Moore, 27, were shocked when Derbyshire police handed them big fines for walking the Formark Reservoir. Now, I don't know what town this is in. They never go into where this is. But essentially, they live 5 miles away, and they drove there to walk it. Well, in the quarantine, you're supposed to stay in your area. They consider the 5 miles not to be their area. This is why they got fined. Now, because they went outside their area. Now, I'm not going to pick on COVID restriction or nothing else. I don't care. And me and you actually have different views on it, so we're definitely not going to get into that. But the fact of the matter is they find them. Now, it doesn't say if they knew each other, and now I'm guessing since they're both 27, they're probably friends, and they drove there to walk it together. You know what I mean? And kind of social distance and take a walk.
Yeah.
And supposedly the scenery there is very pretty. So what happens is the people that live there have been calling the cops to say, there's people just walking over here. So they're kind of like the whole Ted, get off my yard or yell at the cloud.
These are Karens.
They are Karens.
Yeah.
Okay. So they would rather their police department go stand by this path and be like, hey, we're going to take, where do you live?
Now,
you know?
Right. Now,
there.
We have different opinions on it, but this is asinine.
This is ridiculous, right? So here's where it gets funky, man. This is crazy.
Uh-oh.
So it says, also, because they were carrying peppermint teas, their walk, in quotes, actually constituted a picnic rather than a social distance walk. So I'm going to tell you now.
Here's the thing. You take those two women with their peppermint teas, you put them in a lineup, you put Yogi Bear on the other side, and if he goes like, nah, I'm not getting into it, no picnic.
Which one stole your basket? Yeah. Hey, boo-boo.
Yeah. No, there's no picnic. There's no picnic basket. There's no picnic.
So if that's what constitutes a picnic, I thought I've had a picnic before. I've never.
I'm apparently having a picnic right now. Yeah, I have a beverage.
Yeah, I have never had.
He is alive.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely a picnic when you guys get to do a show with me.
We would like to take this moment to thank 10 Drops Coffee
for making this picnic possible.
The best part of waking up is Brian giving you a cup.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to steal someone else's slogan. Yeah, I think.
Hey, you know what? Once Folgers pays attention to us,
call me.
You're welcome.
Call me. We got sued by Folgers. We did it, Ted.
We are somebody.
We did it. Do we win? No, but we did it.
I'm going to need to borrow some money.
So they did recant and took the tickets away. This is a small story. This ain't something, but I thought it was odd that first off, they get to tell you, those are peppermint teas. This lady's has just become a picnic. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Does the peppermint count? Oh, if it had been chamomile or sleepy time, if it was sleepy time tea, you would have gotten a pass. We would have given you a ticket for driving well, sleepy time intoxicated on the way home.
If they just had candy canes on them, wait, just peppermint, no tea?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a riot. This officially become a riot.
This is interesting because in my neighborhood we have a school right behind the house.
Right.
And there's two basketball courts behind the school. And in normal times, actually over the summer too, even during COVID, people from other neighborhoods come to that place to use.
They're hanging out.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's weird because there'll be like 4,000 cars like between where I need to go and do my house for these people that come and do this exercise.
Right.
So that's weird. So I get it if there was like causing a lot of, but it's two people.
Yes, two people.
Now I will say in the beginning of COVID, that's when I was doing a lot more walking, and I don't want to talk about it and where I'm at right now, so people can stop asking me like, because I know people were really interested when I was losing weight, but now that I look like a fat son of a bitch again, it's like people got real quiet again.
You look so.
Yeah, like what were you doing? What were you doing? Is what I want to. But when I was doing those walks, people would see other people coming and like cross the street,
right,
and give people distance and everything. And now that's not happening anymore. They're just out in the path. They're like they're literally like right inside each other's pants. Like whoa,
yeah. Yeah.
Even without COVID, I think you're a little too close to that other couple.
I don't think that there's a cardio conga line that I'm unaware of. Hello, can you go?
I am gonna pass you. I don't want a part of this.
But so they did recant the tickets, so they did not have to pay the fines and this and that.
They should ticket the person who called it in for wasting the cop's time.
I hate to say it, but that's one of the things that I guess one of their morning guys on one of the radio shows there just said, hey, I'm glad that they have enough time to post 5 cops by the reservoir to stop people from walking where it's pretty.
This country needs to walk more. It should have been like should have been doctors out there like
right.
Not that they have time for that right now, but someone should have been applauding that instead of being like, that's our place to not walk.
Yeah.
Because we're not using it.
Well, I wonder what my my root beer in a McDonald's cup would constitute for my walk. They'd be like,
well, what did your hot cocoa count?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's a gathering because you got more than one.
Well, let me check. Let me check.
Yeah, you're right. If it would have been like whole milk, then you probably would have.
Am I getting a ticket? Let me check. Hold on. Just give me a second.
Do you guys have half and half?
So, but I thought so. The headline alone is confusing, and we're going to get off this. But women were fined for driving 5 miles for a walk. Isn't that not the most confusing headline?
Yeah. If you live in the city, and there's like a whole bunch of traffic, and you're driving to a park to walk, that makes sense.
Yeah, but like if they had like Bailey's Irish Cream, and they were literally driving on the carpet, on the walking path. Okay, I get it. I get it.
I've taken I put my bike in my car with sometimes with my kids, sometimes alone, and driven to the bike path.
Yeah,
because it doesn't connect to my neighborhood. It's like you have to go out onto a major road with no shoulders, no sidewalks.
5 miles?
Not 5 miles, maybe 2.
All right, so you're okay. You're all right.
Oh, so you're saying if it had been 5 miles, I probably shouldn't say that out loud.
Did you have peppermint tea?
No, I just had a bottle of water.
Okay.
But I had some peppermints probably in my bag, so it's probably pushing it.
Right. I had a lozenge.
Yeah.
It was delicious. Whoa,
I had a Ricola.
Again, if we get sued, I'm gonna need a couple bucks. So here we'll move on.
I'm gonna need a coupon, Brian.
Yeah, coupon. Oklahoma State. They're gonna have to send it to my new address, which is behind bars, because I cannot pay the fine. Oklahoma State rep introduces bill to create Bigfoot hunting season. Okay, so here we'll give you the short and skinny of it. Basically,
can you give me the big and foot of it?
Yeah, the guy, the rep wants to make it to where you have to buy a license because he thinks it will bring money to the gaming board. You know what I mean? If you have to buy a license to hunt Bigfoot. Here's the deal. Then people got mad and said, if this Bigfoot has lived in this long like that, shouldn't he be an endangered species? First off,
you get out. Please tell me you're kidding.
No, hand to God. There's so many people against it. They're like, why would you murder him? Why would you? So then the guy recants and he says, hey, listen, I didn't say murder him. I say hunting him. We want to capture him. Okay, first off, if this thing's as big and has eluded everything, including the bears and the wildlife and this and that, I'm not going to go up and have hand-to-hand combat with this thing. Okay?
Look, this should have been a ploy for everyone that comes in and applies for this license. They walk them right in the back. Hey, you just got to fill it out in this room.
Yeah.
They walk them in. All the walls are padded.
Yeah, straight jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put both your arms in here.
And now they get more people because all the people that are defending this. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so they're like, he has rights too and this and that. Who's he?
Is weed legal in Oklahoma? Because they're doing something out there. If you had said Colorado, I've been like, all right, they've been smoking it for a while.
So his whole thing, he says he wants it to be non-lethal. And he's also looking to secure a $25,000, like someone to fund a $25,000 prize for the first person to capture the Bigfoot.
Oh, he's got a buddy in a Bigfoot costume out back. He's just waiting to get that. Can someone fund the prize?
Yeah.
Can they?
How many times can you win?
I want to get one of them pieces of paper says I can tase Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Where do I get them?
It is amazing. And so there's people, they're complaining about, hey, this is our tax dollars. They should be going towards this and towards this. Are you kidding? Our public schools are broke and they want a Bigfoot season. Who are the people responsible for voting for this guy? These are all random quotes.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's what I want to know.
Right. So it's just funny. But but it says in here, it says this actually could possibly be a clever move, a way to provide more funding for the wildlife department. As I understand, any funding to the department comes strictly from fees and licenses. So this would help further fund our state's wildlife conservation. I don't.
Well, I could see this now. I mean, I don't want to get too deep on this, but we've seen a lot of stupid theories in the last few years. I can see people being like, how can we spin this to our own benefit?
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
But if you, tell you what, it'd be a way for me to weed out my friends.
Yeah.
Because I would just basically be like, hey, I'm going to go down and get my Bigfoot license. You want to get one? No, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Cool, then we're buddies.
Yeah, we're still in.
Yeah. If he's like, let me get my gun, I'll be like, okay, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that prize payable in McRibs?
Yeah. Hold the pickle.
You can buy a lot of McRibs for $25,000. I tell you what.
The McRib, it's a limited time too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a freezer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a freezer. But yeah, somebody else said, seems like it would be an endangered species or protected species. And it's like, dude, it's protected so well, we don't know it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very protected. You know what?
Well, it falls under the category of leprechauns and unicorns.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, either that or is it already the government knows, and this is like an Area 51,
right?
And it's like now it's like an undercover, like a witness relocation program, like the vacuum salesman. Yeah. And that guy had a hell of a beard.
Well, I was just gonna say, suddenly that really hairy guy you've always wondered about drops his newspaper down and be like,
yeah,
game's up.
Yeah, Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox never put on any kind of makeup whatsoever.
That game is that guy that's really good at basketball suddenly.
But here's where the story gets great. So the FBI said that back in 76 and 77, now it's taken 4 decades to bring out this information.
Yeah, that's 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Right. So, but in 76 and 77, they actually had a task force. And it was the Peter Byrne, who sounds like one of the Talking Heads. I think that was one of them guys. The then director of the Bigfoot Information Center. This was a government-funded Bigfoot Information
Center.
Center.
Bigfoot Information Center? Are you telling me that Big Pens is a front?
So, hey, I wrote that in my notes, and I'll show you right here. I said the reason they gave it up is because they started making freaking pens. They went, wait a minute, we're calling ourselves Bic?
We just blew Brian's body like these two are idiots.
It's in my notes right here.
I see it.
Yeah. It says, coincidentally, Bic started making pens in 76 and 77, and they stopped doing this. Yeah. Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is that what
the reason we do a podcast in our mid-40s, Brian, you toolbox. That's why, because we're friends.
Is that what it is?
What? He's not even behind the mic. He's sitting right across the table taking pictures, and he's like, I'm so on the spot right now. What did I do?
What did I do? What's going on?
I was just sitting here.
But is this some sort of sweatshop somewhere where big feet are just like building pens?
Yes, that's why you can't find them. And that's why, like, the only thing that comes out without any problems are like those really big pencils. Like, finally, something that fits in my hand.
They had those really huge Bic lighters. I think it's like a sign. Someone will see this lighter and figure it out.
Something tells me that big feet are highly flammable. I don't think they want to be making lighters. But no, that was exactly.
No wonder why every pen I open up starts out with "Help me." Like, why does it write that first? I always ignore it and go on.
You put the cap in your mouth and there's a hair. You're like, what? I just put the end of the pen in my mouth and I have hair in my mouth.
This.
It's out of the package.
Honey, why do these pens smell like cheese? I don't understand. They smell like wet feet. I don't get it.
They're all huge wet feet. Not regular wet feet. Smells like somebody had 4 feet, not 2. But
the fact that we both went there immediately is just
I put it in my notes because I'm like, I don't want to forget to mention that because that does stand for BIC. Big pens, man. They started coming, and then Bic lighters, all that stuff.
That's what happened. They made all the lighters, burnt their hair off accidentally.
So, and I'll fast forward right here to the end, but basically at the end is that now the FBI, they have new hair samples and this and that. So they've run all this stuff through testing and they believe they have the hair from an actual Bigfoot. So they want to prove like this is a hair that's not human. Well,
I know what they need to do.
What?
You know who they need to call.
Oh, don't say his name.
Don't you say
it. But when they ran all the samples, they didn't come from a Bigfoot. Instead, they belonged to some kind of deer. Yeah, deer. Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, you go through all that and you find out we were born in 76.
Yeah.
And so one of the most important things at that time was founding the Bigfoot Intelligence Center. Or
turns out 1/3 of that wasn't correct.
Yeah. We can take the word intelligence out of it.
Yeah, dude, it could have just gone with Bigfoot
You know
Center.
what? You know what? Idiot works. Idiot. Yeah, it starts with an I.
There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
could do that. Yeah, yeah. But and it was funded by the government, so that's pretty solid. But no, just so we know, the latest samples with all this technology we have, where they're like, "There's no way this is human hair." Correct. Correct. It's from a deer. It's from a deer. And that being said, who's going out shaving deer? Going, I think we got a match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess it's better than actual wildlife. If it would have been come back as a cat. Does anyone own a cat?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking there might have been some cross contamination.
You see the cat right next to the microscope, rubbing on the guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, there's 3 new samples in here. It's on top of the petri dish. How did that happen? You think it's spawning its own? You know? No, that's feline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out that spot. I don't know what you're doing there.
And you see the other scientist down the way. He's got one of the hairless cats. You're such a moron, you know? I would never cross-contaminate, but I do have a stool sample here that I'm wondering about.
Yeah, well, he's got a hairless cat, but he's totally beard and ponytail.
Right.
You idiot.
Such a moron. So the last one, we got to have time for this one. This is my favorite one. The headline will get you right off the bat. Paleontologists discover perfect dinosaur butthole. Okay. So
God, I think I heard this story.
have you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the butthole belongs to the, and I put, how to say this, the Psittacosaurus, or it's like a Labrador-sized relative of the Triceratops.
Did they check with the surfers? Because I think the surfers are what call if it's a perfect butthole or not.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's that water's crescent. That's like a perfect butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones that do that. You are correct.
We are the butthole surfers. That's true.
Yeah. But it says it's the very first soft tissue of its kind discovered. How do you discover a million and a half? What kind of baby lotion and aloe is this dinosaur using? Because first off, it probably can't reach its butthole. Right. You know what I mean? It's of the Triceratops. I don't think it can. It's not like it gets back there.
How do they know it wasn't just a prune that got fossilized?
You want to know why? We're going to get to that.
Oh, I'm dying to know.
It's coming. Yeah, it's called the Psittacosaurus, or parrot lizard, and they found it in China. Okay, and what's funny is that that it means this particular butthole has been around for about 100 million years. I know one butthole that's been around for 44 years, and I can't stand him, and I do a podcast with them. So this is amazing.
Brian's not that old.
Hey, my 32. Joke, and I love it. Even when it's used on me, I love that joke. So my question is, because of his name, you think he was the office worker?
No, it says scientists have described a dinosaur's butthole in exquisite detail. Someone said that to me 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they must have known.
But
this is going to come up later.
I'm just thinking that he was the office worker, like he was just the Psittacosaurus, or you know what I mean. I sat all the time. I had a nice cushion. I preserved the bee hole. It was all good, so that 100 million years from now, someone in China is going to dig it up and go, "I'll be damned. There's a dinosaur butthole."
Well, that's the thing is, I want to go become a scientist now, just so I can be like, hey everybody. Look at this asshole. Yeah.
And they're like, that's Ted. Look what he's holding.
Wait a minute.
Look what he's holding.
You have turned my joke around on me, sir.
So what's funny is they were hoping to strike it rich with the fossilized remains, right? But I love how they do a perfectly preserved anus has some serious scientific merit. I got to tell you, what are you using? First off,
what is your measurement?
My face feels like leather. Okay, I can't imagine how does a dinosaur take better care?
Ooh, what is that, velvet?
He's got a tattoo of dogs playing cards on it. How did he know? First off, that was a pretty funny joke. I made myself laugh. So
I didn't read the thing. Like, did they find any other parts? Like, is it just like a?
So
where they're like, hey, this looks like the edge of a butt cheek. Turns out it is.
So this is how they know. The Psittacosaurus was dark on top of its body and light on the bottom, like many lizards and snakes. The dark butthole it would have attracted a lot of attention, like a baboon butt or juicy sweatpants. Which, by the way, those get my attention.
Yeah.
I laugh and poke fun at both of them.
So far, this is scientifically correct.
Yeah, so far, that checks out.
Yeah.
Dark tissue is also packed with melanin, which works as an microbial, a feature that you want in your butt. It's antimicrobial.
Yeah, well, that does. I mean,
okay.
seems sensible.
So, like I said, I find it odd that it's lasted that long. I find it odd they know what it is, but here's the final part. The preserved Psittacosaurus didn't stop with just the butthole. The butt contained a fossilized poo. That's how they know that it was good.
We have to go deeper.
Who's going to stick their arm in this fossilized butthole?
You know what would be great is that you see two sentient like alligators that have like gained intelligence and they'd be like, hey, Ralph just died. Let's dry out his butthole and throw it out here.
Right.
Let's really fool these humans.
Well, what cracks me up is the thing died and something went up and ate it all around that area. It's like, okay, first off.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think I need to stop.
I may be prehistoric, but I have my standards. I'm not going to eat butthole.
I mean, maybe it was the poop that killed him. Yeah. Because you would think that would have disintegrated too.
Yeah. First off,
that's one constipated dinosaur.
They go back and they're like, it seemed he had a lot of diet, like Worcestershire sauce. And it's like, no, I don't think that was around that. That'd be so crazy.
This dinosaur got a lot of fiber. Yeah. Really solid.
We found Metamucil next to him. We dug it up. He seemed to only eat whole wheat bread. I don't know what his thing was. I don't know. But since this thing was smaller, I'm sure it couldn't defend itself very well. So to have a butthole that stood out, to be like, hey, over here.
That's a twofer.
Yeah.
Like, first off, you can't defend yourself, and you have an attractive butthole.
Well,
you're in trouble.
So you use the word attractive butthole, but here's the thing. It's said in here, and I'm not going to find, I have a page here of stuff on this, which is hysterical. But it says that.
Is this how you get around your Google search?
Yeah, that was an all.
I promise you, I was just looking at dinosaur buttholes. I know what you're talking about.
This was, so weird. So just dinosaur butthole and Tony Danza. That's all that's in my Google search. I swear, when I find one where they intersect, I'll be like, I'm good to go.
Well, I don't need to explain Rule 34 to you, I hope.
Yeah. So, no, but when you said it was attractive, you lost my train of thought now with Tony Danza in my word search.
You said attractive and Tony Danza and butthole, and I lost my train of thought.
I'm going to need a minute. Okay, I'm good.
Show me who's the boss, Tony.
No. Who's the boss? It's not Angela. It's Damon. This took a bad turn. Yeah, timestamp.
Brian.
Yeah, well, I think we're agreeing on this one. This one's coming out. Starting now. Now I have a spot where I can come back in.
Yeah, we need one of those bells to ring. So like high pitch when you're going too fast. All right. So are we going to figure out what the attractive butthole was?
So when you say it's attractive, what's funny is they said that basically, you know how like as humans we've evolved, we have different orifices for different things. This dinosaur, one tunnel, everything. Yeah, number one, number two, and fun with other dinosaurs. All right there.
All in the thing. Huh?
All right there.
Well, hopefully they had two. Hopefully they ate from a different one.
Oh, I'm sure they ate from a different one. Did you watch
it's
Go
all
Off?
Connected.
It's not related.
What's that?
It's all connected.
It's all connected. Well, how did you? Don't act like you knew that.
Chickens are the same.
It's all tubes.
Chickens are the same. They're dinosaurs.
Yeah, chickens are dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's all one pipeline.
Chickens are not dinosaurs.
Yeah,
they're the closest to dinosaurs that we have.
What?
They're dinosaurs. You should see it. I'm telling you, man. They walk around my yard. They look like dinosaurs, especially when they're going to kill stuff.
Especially when I lay on the ground, I'm like, they're so huge.
Well, Brian, now you got to, before you like totally slaughter them, you have to check their buttholes to see if they're going to be important in millions of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? That's going to be an important butthole a few million years.
Yeah. I have a shed full of fossils in a couple years. How many? Like 100 million.
You just see Brian like with an ink pad, just like,
yeah, stamping.
No. Save this one. No.
No, I did not know that. But to me, that's very. So even though this thing is like, hey, look at me, I'm the juicy pants of the dinosaur butthole world.
Yep.
What kind of activity do you get when you're like, ooh, yeah, but I just saw what you did on that bush.
How do they compare it though? Like, how do they know what the other buttholes look like to know like this was the best
They
butthole?
didn't find any more. You're right. How would they know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably an eyewitness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, if you're a 2, but you make it all the way to the end, you're the best looking person.
I never thought of it that
Yeah.
way. You're right.
If I can outlast everyone, I'll be a 10 because there's no one else to compare me to.
Who's happier? The guy with the juicy pants or the guy who calls no attention to himself and is not getting chased around
Right.
by a Tyrannosaurus Rex?
The guy who didn't die with a fresh turd in his butt.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's happier. The guy that has a boat when the flood hits the road.
Yeah. Old John.
Yeah.
Old John. Hey, guys, water's coming.
Yeah.
He's selling passes. I did not know that about chickens either. I am all over the place right now. But
I was going to say, suddenly
my mind is.
Hey, I'm making a joke about John Noah boat.
Yeah.
Brian, chickens? Where
I
were we
did.
on
I
that?
turned right over. So.
Have you ever seen a chicken like kill a mouse or anything?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This side of the table
incredible.
does not hey, do you want to watch TV? No, I'm going to go outside and watch the chickens.
Yeah. Normally I do the killing, but right now I'm going to let the chickens have a turn. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you should see him kill stuff. It's
You know what
pretty-
that'll do?
it's pretty
That will
insane.
remain a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. That's oh, no.
The
No.
button finally makes sense.
But that really threw me. That really threw me when he said, so you're being serious. That's a proven fact that they are dinosaurs.
Yeah.
They
They are the closest,
Like to a Tyrannosaurus Rex
yeah,
or
they're
something
the
or what?
closest relative to dinosaurs that we have.
Really?
Most dinosaurs, they've decided now that they don't look like lizards. They had feathers and
chickens have the genes for teeth. You can turn them back on. They've done it in the egg and everything like that.
do it.
They have tails and all kinds of stuff.
I don't know what kind of weird breeder. Hey, if a pigeon's worth 1.9 million, you give me a chicken with some molars, I bet you got something going on there.
Hey, you want a chicken with some teeth? I make that happen. Wait. We can make chicken have teeth, but there's a whole region of the country that doesn't have teeth.
First off, the only bird that has teeth is an owl because he can get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop in 3 licks. So that's the only bird.
A 2, a 3.
Crunch. So, but no, if you start doing that, I'll be honest with you. Maybe that's what business
Doing
idea.
what?
Business idea. Let's breed chickens with teeth. What do you think?
I don't know any geneticists that could help us with that.
Genesis. They were a band in the 80s. What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, just Phil Collins. He's real hard to get a hold of.
Phil Collins. Phil Collins knows a lot about chickens. He can hear them coming in the air at night. Yes. This has come full circle.
Brian, I got to leave your studio.
Yes. But Brian, don't you lose my number, okay? See?
You broke Brian.
We
yeah.
broke him. We go to the music references and we got him right now. Yeah.
It's a ridiculous music
He is
references.
right now in the land of confusion, and that is all of them put together.
Superman, where are you now? It's the only part of that song I know.
Right. Hey, so tell people where they can find us, where if they still want to after this, it's freaking amazing.
We got to bring it back. Got to come back together. You
on.
can find us at thatchecksoutwdt. You can find us at all our social media, known as thatchecksoutwdt. Somehow stands for with Damon and Ted. Gross. But again, with call to action, please send us all your stuff that we can use on our show. Send us things to talk about. Send us little plugs we can do for the strange stories, how we did our week, Breaking Brian. If you have a song about Breaking Brian, we'll put it in.
Breaking Brian. That's going to be a new segment. It's going to be a new segment. And if we can't make him laugh, we will literally he's going to be on a couch crying. Either way, we're going to break Brian.
But you can find all those links at thatchecksout.net. You can find us at all your podcast places, Apple, Google, Spotify.
Yeah.
The other ones, I don't know.
Yeah. And if you're looking for chicken with teeth, it's our website.
Yeah, we got a guy.
Chickenwithteeth.com.
We got a guy. Chicken with teeth. No, it's thatchecksout.net, you toolbox.
Yeah, put that link on thatchecksout.net.
Sponsored by Genesis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is falling apart at the end once again, and that checks out.
Huh?
You guys still got 7 minutes,
That's what she said.
Okay.
Then I expect
All
a
right.
discount. We'll put it towards
We
teeth.
don't have to go a full hour,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right.
Go
Fine.
steal your
Leave.
grandma's dentures, just jam in the chicken's mouth and see what it looks like.
Yeah, as it explodes its face.
Dude, that's the best way to make eggs taste like bacon. If you could get the chicken to eat pig, that'd be so great. They come
Oh,
out.
they will.
Huh?
They will.
They'll eat pigs?
They
Well,
eat anything.
Pigs are closest to humans. That's how he knows that. I mean, if they eat humans, I assume they eat pigs.
I have a backyard full of dinosaurs. I want to know what they'll eat. Okay.
Hey, Jerry, come look at my dinosaurs.
He's just got little yard lights all over, so they throw big shadows on the walls. Look at my backyard. My backyard's like Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, every time you open his back door, it's
my Jeep's in the shop, so I'm gonna pull up in the Volkswagen.
Jeff Goldblum just outside. Like, you could do it, you just didn't think about if you should do it.
Right.
Life finds a way.
And all of his YouTube videos are shot by Steven Spielberg.
He's in the closet over here.
Is that why it took so
I'll
long
let
to get
him
a
off when you
fence?
leave.
Because you have that giant like Jurassic Park like arch as you go into your backyard.
Because that's food services. They set it up in the neighbor's yard, so they got the catering for all the people.
You have the giant electrical fence that the Tyrannosaurus chickens are trying to break down. You put little glasses of water on your deck table so you can see the ripples.
Hey, you remember that time during a podcast where you opened up Velcro? That was awesome.
I thought you were being sly about
Yeah,
it.
it's like no one's ever going to hear this, especially not at full speed.
With
You're right.
Some heavy duty. Here you go, Damon. Check it out.